Hi Julia Street, it's Miss Natalie. Today I'm going to show you a lesson that's called the Land, Water, Air lesson. Before we get started, I have a question for you. What is the name of the planet that we live on? It's a sphere shape. Did you say Earth? You're right. And what is our Earth made up of? It's made up of 3 elements. Do you remember what they were? Think about our globe in our classroom. Think about what colors you saw on that globe. There was blue. What do you think the blue represents? Most of our Earth is made up of this. Did you say water? Our Earth is made up of water. And what about the brown on our globe? If you remember when you felt it, it was a little bit rough feeling, kind of like coarse, like the ground, like the dirt feels, or the sand on the beach. It's made up of land, right? So our Earth is made up of water, land, and there's one more thing. One more thing. Huh. That's strange. There's nothing in my jar. Huh. Wonder what could be in there. I remember. The air. You can't see the air, can you? But we know it's all around us. We breathe it in. Without air, we couldn't be alive, right? So our Earth is made up of 3 things. It's made up of land, air, and water. And I'm going to teach you the signs for that so that we can sing a little song, and then we're going to play a little game together. So the first sign is you're going to get your middle finger and your thumb, and then you're going to take your wrist and put your wrist up, and let's go right here on top of your wrist, and then just move it just a little bit. This is the sign for Earth. The sign for land is this, and then the sign for water is this. 3 fingers, and then you're just touching your chin. And then the last sign is for air. And usually in sign language, you would spell out air. A-I-R. But in sign language, especially if you're singing a song, it's kind of tricky. So we're just going to say air is all around us. Okay? All right, are you ready to sing with me? The earth is made of land and water, land and water, land and water. The earth is made of land and water, air is all around. All right, now that we've sung our song, are you ready to play a little game together? So to play our game, at home you can make your own cards. You're going to have a card that says water, a card that says land, and a card that says air. Or you can get a piece of paper, and you can do it this way too. You can just draw columns, and then you can have 3 columns with air, water, and land. Or if you want, you could be outside and you could go and collect things from outside, and then you could sort them land, air, water, and do it that way. You could draw a big circle with your chalk and draw a picture of the land, air, and water on your driveway or a sidewalk. There's lots of different ways that you could do that. So I'm going to pick a picture and I'm going to give you some clues, and then you're going to tell me what it is and which column we would put it in. Which category are we going to put this in? All right. You ready for the first one? This is a mammal. It has fur. It has a long tail. It has claws. It's a really good climber. And usually people have these as pets. What do you think it is? Do you have a guess? Did you say cat? If you said cat, you're right. So I'm going to put that picture underneath land, because usually we find cats on land. All right, are you ready for another picture? This animal is sort of jelly-like. It has tentacles, and you don't want to get too close to it. What do you think it is? Did you say jellyfish? If you said jellyfish, you're right. And where would we find a jellyfish? The land, the water, or the air? We would put that under the water, right? Sometimes they get washed up on the beach, but you would, in order for them to stay alive, they have to be in the water, right? All right, are you ready for another picture? This animal has wings. It drinks nectar. It hatches from an egg. And it makes a cocoon or chrysalis. What do you think it is? Did you guess a butterfly or maybe a moth? Where would you find a butterfly? Most of the time, once they've hatched, they're usually flying around in the air, right? So you would put that underneath air. So this is just a little game that you can play at home with those pictures of water, land, and air. If you have objects at home, you can use those too. If you have maybe stuffed animals, you could sort your stuffed animals, whether they would live on water and land or air, if you have a lot of those. You can also do this work with vehicles. So you can, if your child is a fan of vehicles and has lots of cars and motorcycles and boats and little helicopters and things, this is also a great work to use those with to sort